welcome to Breaking the Cycle of Poverty, featuring Jay Height, Executive Director of Shepherd Community Center in Indianapolis. For the past 37 years, Shepherd has served its neighbors on the Near East Side of Indianapolis by providing a range of services and support designed to end generational poverty. My name is Tim Swearens, and I'm your host for these conversations that explore why poverty remains such a persistent problem in the United States. We have a very special guest on today's episode, Steve Pennington, who provides a unique ministry and service in the community and at Shepherd. Through the art of puppetry, Steve entertains and instructs children, and maybe even a few of us adults, on a relatable and fun level. Steve, welcome to Breaking the Cycle of Poverty. How did you get involved in puppetry with Shepherd?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here. And I got involved, I suppose it's going on close to 3 years now, something like that. I was serving on staff at a church in Nashville, and it just so happens that Jay's son serves there. That's part of the story. The biggest part of the story is that Jay has some grandchildren there, and I worked with
most important.
Yes, most importantly. And so Jay was hearing from his grandchildren about a couple different puppet characters that lived there in the ministry there, and Jay started thinking, they're really these characters have captured the attention and focus of my grandchildren. What is this all about? And so that kind of started the conversation, and we went from there.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, it is as a ministry here that works with kids of all ages. Puppets reach every age. Mm-hmm. It takes even us old folks back to our childhood, and I've seen him as he talks about the character qualities and those types of things, kids enthralled. And I believe we have to find the vehicles at a time when they're saturated with media. I think the idea of a puppet coming to life is exciting.
Yes. I'm going to date myself here. Kukla, Fran, and Ollie were very big when I was a kid.
That is way back machine.
Yes, that is. Yes. Steve, is there an overriding message that you want kids to come away with through your ministry?
Well, okay. So unique here to Shepherd, my role is to help develop this character. The name of the character is Indigo, and it's been developed as their mascot. It's a blue jay, indigo being the color blue, clever, and Indy is the name of the city, so it goes by Indy. It just all lines up. So
yes.
Clever. Jay, I know you developed that, but I don't know if anyone else was involved in that ideation or not, but very clever. So the idea of the character then is to become a spokesperson for the messages of the school to their children, to the students, and also to be a spokesperson to help represent the school itself and the ministry here. So that's kind of the role of the character, and quite often I'm involved in projects like that where we'll develop a character that becomes a spokesperson. And we've discovered that characters as a puppet work incredibly well,
yes.
And plus, when you hire a spokesperson, they're always renegotiating contracts, but puppets just don't tend to do that as much. So
they're not as demanding.
They don't want M&Ms in their own green room, and
Right.
We've done several videos, and I think they're some of the most popular videos. You can go to our YouTube channel, Shepherd Community YouTube channel, and see some of those videos. I was asking my kids, why are these so popular? And they said because it has two dummies. And so there you go.
Jay, help explain how this ministry fits into the overall mission of Shepherd.
We want to make kids smile. And puppetry is a unique way to make them smile. We want them to know they matter. Yes. Puppetry does that. And to see them learning, whether it's Bible stories, whether it's character qualities, through the lens of a kid's looking at a puppet, they're entranced. And we have to have multiple channels these days of communication. And I think this just provides us another vehicle that we can use to share the same message that every volunteer and every staff member that is here trying to, you matter, God loves you, we love you, and we want you to be safe, and that you have, as the prophet says, you have a plans and a future. And I know the plans I have for you, plans for you to succeed and prosper. And we want our kids in a fatalistic society know that they do matter, that they are seen, and that they can accomplish big things because there's a big God who loves them and created them.
I want to talk a little bit about ministry leadership. One of the amazing things, inspiring things about Shepherd is the breadth and the depth of the ministry. You're meeting people's needs in so many different ways. But as a ministry leader, when somebody comes along with a great idea like a puppet ministry, how do you decide? How do you determine whether this is the right fit for Shepherd and its mission?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good things that we don't do, but we try to find partners with it. So we're not going to go create a puppet ministry. We're going to find someone who's, renowned across the station, doing a great job, and Steve has been a great partner with us. I think we're always looking, how can we do what we're doing better? And this has been one of those ways.
Steve, is there an experience in providing this ministry that really stands out in your mind, something that really inspired and touched you?
Well, specifically to a Shepherd, I would echo exactly what Jay said. Watching children smile. Yesterday, I connected with the kids during their lunchtime, and they got to have a little dinner, lunch, and a show, or whatever you would say. Yeah. So anyway, we connected in, brought in Indigo, and they just lit up and they engaged with it immediately. That's the power of puppetry, and. Indigo taught them a word for the day, which was please. We talked about being courteous, and just I know it just made their lunch. It made an experience for them that is part of the overall message that you're doing all day long to try to encourage the kids. And then yesterday afternoon, I met with the kids for the after-school program. So it's a lot of the same kids. Well, when I opened the door to come in, they mobbed me. In the beginning at lunch, oh, okay, Mr. Steve's here, Indigo, it was fun. And then in the afternoon, he's back. And where's Indigo? The enthusiasm goes off the charts. And so you've connected. You see those smiles. You know how successful it is. And then, you have the possibilities and the opportunities to communicate all these great messages. And at this situation, of course, to reinforce what is being communicated through their teachers and their leaders. And then you come in with another voice that says it, and it takes all of those voices to make a difference in the life of a child. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, great. I see you brought a friend with you today. Could you introduce us?
Yes, this is Indigo. Yeah, and you want to speak?
Yeah, I kind of talk like this. Is this on? Yeah, okay, that's on. How you doing, Mr. Tim? You doing okay?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining us today, Indigo. How are you doing?
I'm doing great also. This is the first time I've been on a podcast.
Well, this is the first time we've had a puppet on the podcast, so it's a special day.
Not sure what a podcast is, but I'm on it.
Well, we're glad you're here.
So yeah, this is Indigo. This is a custom designed puppet. So one of the things that I'm involved in, the process of creating a character is always fascinating to me in the sense that what kind of character, animal, or people, or whatever it is, will best communicate the emotion of your message, so that whole process is a lot of asking of questions, and you finally landed on this idea of a bird. Some characters work better as puppets. Birds work really good as puppets.
Yes.
And then we go to a sketch, and then I work with different puppet builders around the country. Something I've been involved with on lots of really cool levels for many years, from Disney to Sesame Street and other theme parks, creating characters.
Yes.
And so we created this character unique. He's a one and only. There's only one Indigo, and he lives here at Shepherd Community.
Well, we're really glad that he's here.
He's a little flighty.
Yes.
You've been thinking about that joke for a long time, haven't you?
Well, that's a compliment. That's a compliment.
Yeah.
Steve, thank you so much for joining us today. Are there any final thoughts that you and/or Indigo would like to share?
Well, I would just say how incredible it is, the mission of Shepherd Community, and what an honor it is to be a little part of it, and to encourage the kids. And I would just encourage anyone and everyone to invest in Shepherd Community. It's an amazing, amazing ministry.
Absolutely. Thank you, Steve, and thank you, Indigo.
Thank you.
And thank you all for listening today. Shepherd's donors, partners, and volunteers make a lasting difference in neighbors' lives every day. To learn more about how you can help, please visit shepherdcommunity.org. Thank you for listening.
Thanks.